Okay, hello everybody. So I'm glad that when I reloaded the page to start the video, it kept the title because I'm pretty happy with it. I kind of tweaked it as I was on my way home a little bit, but oh wow, somebody instantly there. Welcome. Um, and it's a fairly windy day, but it's getting warm. I thought I could do with just having the back door open, but it's still pretty warm. So, but I know you can hear me over the AC. I see a thumbs up already. Thank you. Already, these are good signs. Um, I am. I know this is very open and slightly off topic, but just in case you've never seen the videos before, although maybe you have, and that's why you are like, or maybe you just are. Anyway, I am slightly holding my bladder, which I know isn't good to do if you don't have to. It's just our dog is up and the viewer left. But no, I just wanted to say our dog is upstairs and I just came home. And with the AC on and being on a different floor, he might not hear me. If I was to go upstairs, he probably would, though. And and then he's going to be like, "Well, why don't you just want to like let me out of the room and see me? Like, aren't you eager to see me and get my kisses?" And yes, of course I am. So I don't know how long this is going to be. I guess I rarely do, but and I let myself almost get distracted in email, but I'll look at that shortly. Um, and I did click to show live chat to display afterwards because then, um, one minute. I don't want to sit here being distracted. So, but yeah, but at the same time, I know that maybe I should just try and be quiet and go do it quickly and then come back and then I'll be able to focus with it. I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be very long with my health. So, just a moment. I'll load up this post. Okay. And um, I couldn't do anything really about any active, but already out of the messages. That's okay. I couldn't do really anything um, the creaky steps, which oddly I don't normally notice. Um, it reminds me of somebody at the place I was talking about in my video last night. Well, that's weird. So, okay. Well, that's okay, though. I was going to say where I was out today, instead of showing me on her own device, but she gave me some information uh, that I can look up. And there wasn't a lot on the happening on the Wi-Fi, so I wasn't too anxious. Where I was, she tried to get me to connect to the Wi-Fi for something, and I guess I fell in my pocket, and it wasn't working. I tried typing it a couple times for whatever reason, it didn't work, and so she told me about a YouTube video, which she did show in the class, but she's like, I remember you showing it, but I know. But she seemed to be understanding. But anyway, and when I came back, it was still offline, but I came back to the browser and the post was still showing in the spot that had left it. But then when I went and connected and came back, it simply reloaded the post though, so that's not the end of the world. But anyway, to focus on this video. But yeah, I was reminded of a place I actually have to go past. Well, I kind of choose to go that way, but it is kind of on the way too. And basically, um, I have to, or although honestly, you can't say it with those bushes, and I think they're tinted slightly. Although the one on the other side by the parking lot didn't seem to be as much. I could certainly tell both times on the way there and on the way back that there were two people sitting in there. I don't mean for this to sound creepy. Maybe I should explain this a little bit more. Basically, it's a place that I'm familiar with some people that go there. And as much as I understand the desire for privacy, I know that there are some people that might be there, whether they work there or otherwise, that would probably be happy to see me. And of course, they're not going to like jump up for me in the meal mid-conversation and run out. Well, maybe they would. Who knows? And one time I did happen to notice someone playing guitar by the window, and I thought, oh, that would have been cool to have been there and fellow musician and that, or at least I think it would have been. But I was just curious to see, because I guess part of me thinks, even though I wouldn't likely know full names, part of me thinks that if I recognize somebody, I might be able to kind of look them up and reconnect with them, because there have been some people I've kind of not intentionally lost touch with. But anyway, I'm going to try and focus on this topic of this video. Get over what's because I was rolling. Uno momento. And she, even though I think, and she is doing better than me. I guess I accidentally clicked it. That's weird. Sorry, I know that sometimes these can be a little bit quiet, so I was just letting a couple people know. Whether that ends up being who's here in chats, we'll find out. In a way, I do feel like it's important to kind of go sequential with this, but anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what comes into this. And who? Might be one of my old high school friend or grade school friends and somebody else. Might be, yeah, who knows? Anywho, trying to focus. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to settle into the video. I mean, on my way back, from where I was, I had a bunch of thoughts in my head, and yeah. So, for some of you that have seen this channel before, and if you haven't, here's the thing about it. Here's something about it. Is one thing I have sometimes mentioned is my desire to, and the viewer goes like, I don't care about your desires. It was always another person I knew, or maybe it was unintentional, or maybe something emergency came up. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm just going to keep rolling with this because I don't want to be at this for very long. I haven't had a lot to eat today, and I should eat something. I do want to see the dog. I'm sure I'll start talking to you again before long. Not that I can't just briefly go up and do that, but I'd hate to do that twice. And the door was open. The AC is on too, but I'd rather have that particular AC on when we can all benefit from it, not just the dog. Not that the dog's not important, but it's kind of like, especially when we were getting really, really, really hot, really quite hot weather, record heat, and it was like, oh, I wasn't in that room a lot, but I'm trying not to overuse them. For us, it wouldn't be easy to replace it because we don't drive, we don't have that much money, and it might be expensive, but mostly it'd be getting it here. And if they delivered, well, then you're paying a delivery fee. I mean, as I've mentioned, at this particular chapter in life, there's not a lot of close friends, although there's a couple, but they're not local. Or there's maybe more than a couple, but it's very kind of sporadic with some people. And I understand they got their lives. And then also, we don't have a lot of living or local family. Oh, hi, Michelle. Welcome. But there was a message I feel mixed about. I don't know how much I want to get into that because, yeah. But people can, unfortunately, be kind of judgy and misjudge and not always realize it and such and such. So, the past while, I have wanted, and actually, it's kind of ironic because we had a bunch of people here recently, all at once together. It's kind of a rarity to buy some products from us, and then a couple other people separately, as we get now a second viewer as well. And because I had helped out with the other person in the home, the other person who was selling the items, I got some of the money. And at first, and mostly for food, and I figured he's got his person, but I think I helped a little bit with bills. I was going to put it towards the trip that I'm not sure if we're going on. And at first, um, there was a point in time, and I kind of had it in different spots. I had some in a wallet, I had some in a bag, I had some on the table, and my joke was, well, I might misplace my wallet because I honestly don't access it every day because I don't go out a lot sometimes, but I can't misplace the coffee table. But eventually, as money does, it started to dwindle. So now I'm down to about $5 to $7 of my own money, and we're a one income household. And so basically, just looking for my chapstick thing that you guys know I love as well. And I know I've had it out since I've been sitting here. I don't know where it's at now. But I will. Is there one in here? Anywho, so basically, I'm just gonna have to go to the other room very quickly, or just look and see if something fell on the floor here. Like literally, I just had it. Okay, just a moment. And I don't see one out here either. And it's not some people might think it's a just something I do if I'm nervous or just here it is. Out of habit. No, I don't know exactly what it's called. I know I have some circulation issues, and I have a condition where my lips kind of feel almost swollen or burning if I don't. And one of the viewers left, and I can understand. Maybe you don't want to hear me talking about my lips, but don't be lippy. That's all I can say. But I don't have anything else to say about them. But anywho, maybe you do. No, just kidding. But anywho, so basically, but so when I had some money, I'm looking for purpose. I'm always looking to do good, and unfortunately, I don't really feel like I find a lot of opportunity. It's almost as if, yeah, sometimes you got to make the opportunity. And so I had been intending to buy a coffee or something for a homeless person. What also transpired is I've been going into a plaza lately that I had honestly been avoiding for a long while, but there's one particular thing, and there was a restaurant I wanted to try there too. That there can sometimes be a lot of them there. I don't want to use the wrong wording, but and one time I did actually see two different people get something for two different people, for two individuals that weren't together. And I can't remember. I've now tried about 3 or 4 times. I can't remember the first time really what happened. The second time, I don't think I saw anybody that, I mean, the thing is we all could be close. It's true, right? And then the third time I saw quite a few, and one wasn't really asking or looking in my direction. The other 3 were all really near each other, and I don't know if anybody else was talking to them. I can't remember, but I just thought, well, I can't get something for all of them. This time around, I actually decided not to bike, even though where I was going would have been fine with it. I was briefly out on the back deck, and it felt kind of windy. I also thought, if I do this, I don't have somebody to watch my bike, and I don't know if I could leave it in the first place. They let me bring my bike there the other day and bring it in, but they might not be willing to let me have it there, if I'm not there as well. Nobody asked. I thought I might explain myself, but they didn't ask. As far as showing her the art, and I know that you're okay with just wherever my head goes. As far as showing her, I thought it came through as Canarell though. But anyway, as far as showing her the art and her not wanting to do it in the other room, I think at first she thought I could just show it, and the ones at the desk were kind of curious, maybe one of them especially, the one I was talking about. Well, I don't want to get too specific, but one is more focused and disengaged, perhaps, than the other one. As I was gonna say, the viewer goes, "What's up, Michelle? I think it was you. Where'd you go?" Maybe it was unintentional. Anywho, but at first I thought, does she not want to be in that room with me by herself? I mean, she's only met me once, but I think I gave a good vibe, and she seemed to, this and that, seemed to agree. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that was a group. This would have just been me. And there was a table behind me that I'd forgotten was there, and there was room on it. But then if it's just appointments, then I mean, I'm sure they have ways that they would make it, so that it's more secure. It's interesting. Her if you guys, so it seems to be saying both of us. This might also be a bit of a message on forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and otherwise. I tell you, because I'm seeing I have another distraction in my mind, and I it's an example of where maybe somebody's gotten past things, but maybe I haven't, or something, but maybe I haven't, and I can be specific about that if you'd like. I think it's Michelle that came back. I'm not sure, but anyway, so basically, this time, what actually happened first is just as I was about to cross the street and go into the plaza, I noticed 2 younger people. I don't know if they were a couple. I think one was a guy, or looked to be, and one was a female, and they were walking, and he was looking at something in his hand, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think they were. And actually, because of what I saw, I think but then again, I know some people don't like wastefulness, and I'm kind of one of them, There was a McDonald's drink on the sidewalk, upright. It looked like some cold drink of some sort. Actually, it may have been their vanilla lattes, which I used to quite like. I know it looks like you're drinking this cup of my stuff anyway, but she picked it up and she was kind of stirring it with a straw. I swear that's what I saw. And so when you're homeless, you do anything, right? Well, and also you kind of got to take rest when you can, I guess. I don't know, because like there was a guy, and I'm not sure if I've seen him there before, and I don't think he was the one that was hanging out at the church near us uh, a while back, and also came into the food bank. And people saying, and I'm sure that someone could say, oh, if you want to help out, maybe go to a place where you're not alone in doing it. First of all, it's getting there. Second of all, it's being probably too overwhelmed. Um, like I know just because I'm not seeing it that it exists, homelessness and stuff, but I just and kind of a safety thing, But again, I know that there'd be other people I'd be working with. Um, I don't know. I'd rather be able to do this successfully every now and then, myself, and do that. But anywho, so as I was going into the place I was going into, very nearby, like there's like a corner of the building here, he's here, and they were like one or two doors this way. There was a guy passed out. I almost thought I saw blood on the ground in front of him a little bit, but I didn't look that closely, and I don't think it was. But he was passed out, sleeping, whatever. Um, um, and he had a lighter in front of him. And so I went in, I did my thing that I had to do, came out, he wasn't there anymore. I'm telling myself, oh, well, maybe they're by the Tim Hortons cafe. So or not him specifically, but I'm just looking for my slippers because I got cold feet. Yeah, something fell the other day or earlier suddenly off the table. I guess these will work. I think they're out there, right? Because I had to put those art papers away. The ones that a friend of one of our viewers had bought, who still reminds me a bit of Dora. I don't remember what her name was, but another one with a little bit larger lady with gray hair. Anyway, the viewer left. Maybe a distraction, maybe accidentally clicked out. I think has came back because been here for a while. It's funny that she says her name because so does her channel. But anywho, uh, basically, let's go there. So I went into Tim Hortons. I actually went in for the washroom, and they were being clean, so I had to wait a little while. And then there was somebody else almost got ahead of me, but she said actually he's first, and that's fine. She said it, and I was quick, and she said, "Watch out, the floors are wet," and and that, and then I came out, and there were still the 3 or 4 people at kind of a little further down, and they were visiting with a dog and a lady with a walker who I've seen there before. I think I've seen her with a sign before. Like I said, the one time there was like, 3 or 4 of them all around each other, and I thought I can't get something for all of them. Um, but that guy was there. He wasn't asking. He wasn't begging. Um, he was awake. The one that I'd seen passed out just prior, uh, and um, um, and basically, and I understand you want to, probably enjoy your lunch and you've got distractions around you, but you've also got headphones. Actually, I can't remember if in the past, somewhat recently, you've told me that you work from home or not. But anywho, um, and I looked, and he wasn't really looking in my direction, but I also didn't want to stare, and I looked a couple times back at him and found myself walking through the parking lot uh, and not doing. And like I said, I didn't take my bike because I thought if I go in there, then I may not have somebody who I could trust necessarily to watch my bike. I could hope that if I was offering to buy this guy a drink, but then he might have thought, not think the worst of people, but he might have thought, well, I'd like a bike. I can get a drink from somebody else later. I'm leaving. I mean, sometimes work gets bikes donated, and one was in the raffle last night. I also thought if I bought one of the drink, are they going to decide to say, I didn't, it was just this time on the way back, I think, that I was thinking about it. Are they going to decide to think, how dare you look down on me, idiot? You know, not like because I've said anything. Like, as much as I want to hear their stories, I don't think I could necessarily handle it, especially till I'm feeling a bit more kind of secure in life. But I mean, it's one of those things. But I just thought, and I know if I don't do it, somebody else will do it. We'll just a moment. Nobody's here at the moment, so if I, it's partly a personal reason why I want to do it, but it's not just about me. And so I'm trying to decide, and I might share this, Josh, I'm not sure. I mean, she's have to watch it outside of work, and she's got her 2 kids and her husband in her life, so probably not. But I mean, my old worker, she only had, from what I understand, an older daughter, maybe a step kid, though. I don't know. And then her partner, and she goes to concerts a lot, and she has a side job and this and that. So I don't know. But I kind of miss her. Her and my dog actually have a very similar smile. But so it's some people might check it out later. I can't stop thinking about that one thing though. Like, I don't think I'd share this with him. I mean, again, he's not likely to see them unless I show up. That and the fact that she hasn't taken music lessons from us, and she said that she had said a couple times that she would, but I do seem to remember there may have been some good reasons. I know that our dad has a lot of others. I don't know how she is, but I don't know if I should share with him what was said. Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted. I mean, I don't see how someone, I'm just thinking for a moment about something, and I don't see how someone could forget saying that to someone, and it wouldn't stick with them and weigh on their, maybe they thought I let it well off my back, and maybe I should. It's a chance to meet some family without having to travel. It's a chance to I didn't expect this distraction. I'm sorry. Make some nice memories. Maybe she thinks I forgive him for being that way. Hopefully he's forgiven me because maybe I shouldn't have said that. Well, I told one thing I do notice, and I've realized it it seems to be something as I'm getting older that I'm noticing from time to time. As far as giving apologies go about things, I think sometimes maybe people think, well, it's been too long. They either wouldn't care or accept an apology at this point. They've either moved on or wouldn't accept an apology at this point. And with this particular thing, I'm thinking of it is at the moment a bit more the latter, but I still feel like getting one's better than not getting one. I don't know. For the most part, I feel that. So I can't remember maybe on the phone. But anywho, so I've been trying to figure out. So I don't know if that's gotten me past the situation. And I don't know if she knows what's going on with Kathleen. But anyway, I've been trying to figure out what it is that's causing me to. Yeah, I thought that was more like a little like laser gun kind of thing. Maybe they'll invent that eventually. That'd be good. Causing me to. She gave it a while ago, but said once it's open, that's when the problem is. December 31st. Okay. Anyway, well, now that I've had that additional thought of, oh, what if they turn on? What if they, you know, like the guy I saw today, and then just while I'm remembering, not outside of that plaza, a little further down. So it's not like I didn't see anything any other than just this guy. There was a man and a woman. They were at an apartment complex, which I know to be a little bit rough, and they, I mean, but I tried to get past quickly. They were sitting by a dumpster, um, and one kind of looked back in my direction because I looked. You know, they're used to getting the stairs, but still it may bother, or people that are homeless may bother them, and they don't know what's going through your head, and blah blah blah. Um, One thing I think that I'm a little less comfortable about is if there's two or more, and even if that's mostly for the reason of, again, I can't get something for all of them. I do not have, and I get little side opportunities here and there, but you know, I was trying to think of the wording to use, and it is totally, for homeless or the near homeless, underprivileged, under or unemployed. It's yeah, I'd be more soon to say under or unemployed than I would be to say under or unprivileged. But I don't know, maybe, and it's kind of like viewer comes in, and I know at one point when I was walking back, but I was walking, and at the time there wasn't people around, but I knew there could have been, and it was like a very fleeting thing anyway. But just like the person who tuned in for a moment there, but I actually almost teared up a little bit. I won't lie. It was, I would say, because it was a bit more personal, maybe would be the word. It was a bit more like, I'm trying to do something good here. I know it's not about me, entirely, but I'm trying to do something good here. And then also the whole thing of remembering kind of my own struggles, and kind of, and like if the one income in our household lost his job, unless we could get on assistance or get one of us got a miracle job quickly, you know, you can go a little while perhaps with your bills not getting paid, and then there could be problems, right? So, and it's so hard. And I mentioned a little bit about kind of some of those struggles in the previous video. But yeah, basically, Um, I think it is a little bit, not to sound judgmental, and I mean, mental health is something that I not only understand but do empathize with. I think it's a little bit the uncertainty of the stability of the person. I mean, if I knew the person, I mean, I wouldn't be able to help them out often. But if I knew the person, maybe some people are saying, well, maybe get to know them over time and then do it. I mean, $5 is only going to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any plans for it yet, but um, um, give them the time of day. But again, other people will do that, and they won't necessarily leave with the same kind of. We're like, okay, that was nice. It was hard, but it was nice. Next, moving on. I have lots to do today. Me, I'd be like, that was heavy. That was hard to hear about. That was, um, I wish I could have helped more. Hello? Hi, who's speaking? I'm okay, you. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, well, why would that be? I wonder. I mean, I appreciate that. However, I have a hard time getting around sometimes, and this is much more accessible. Right. And I don't mind people doing that, that's for sure. I mean, I really enjoyed myself the other day. Nice bunch of people.
Do have that opportunity at St. Patel.
Where in St. Patel is that one? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. And so I guess their next one is. Do you lead that one too? Okay. If it alternates with yours, then it's hopefully this coming week or whatever. But okay. Okay. And okay. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye. Okay, so that wasn't Ontario. Why am I searching Ontario? Um, all I need to know. Well, no, I need to know their number of that place, and then I need to call them because she said with stat holidays they've had to shift things around, but usually it does alternate. She says that one's more open. This one, um, but honestly, one of the people was quiet. One of them, it was hard to get a word in edgewise, and maybe I'll still see him around there. The other one, I don't know. I should check in, but whatever. With me, I'm glad that you did, but with the other one, and actually maybe it is a bit of a bad location. I don't know. She said it's right across from the mall, so it would be a bike ride, and I wonder if I could arrange it with them to at least go there for this location for the next little while, because as I actually randomly mentioned in the group, there is something I need to make sure that my bike is maintained for. I mean, I could tell her that, I'm not, I need to think for a moment. I was just worried about the dog coming down and being distracted, but maybe he'd settle. Um, I don't know. I've mostly said my thoughts on the other topic, but I'm not entirely sure if I have others. But just a moment. I'll be right back. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, this is short sleeves. I feel like I need a bit more on, but in a way, though, it's good because as I've somewhat vaguely alluded to, I'm just going to switch these for a moment. She did seem to be appreciative of me bringing the art, though, I'll say that much. Like, if it's almost directly across from the mall, that would be fairly easy to find. And, the ones I'm thinking of that are, I think, in or near Dakota, they would most likely be going to this one. That one, not this one. And there was a couple almost run-ins that I don't actually know if I've really said that much about, other than that one was an ex. And how that was a bit awkward. So it kind of avoids, because I was being good at least, it kind of avoids that, I suppose. Wish I could make that just a little less cold. Just a little. But she said that one's more open. It really doesn't make sense when I think about it. It might be a little bit early for his lunch, and the dog's being good. He gets a little hyper sometimes when I'm on the phone, but he's being good while I'm doing this. I don't know if there's anything else to say other than I think I have addressed what's kind of holding me back a little bit. I'm not sure if there are other reasons, but no. See, I don't know if I can tell him because he doesn't know. Well, I said I was going to learn, and they said that's always good. That I wasn't sure, and to honor somebody. I guess there was a slight worry that if they looked into things a little bit more, they might realize I didn't qualify. I don't know, but it seemed like I still was, so I don't know. I mean, I guess he'd be happy to hear that I don't have it, and I'm surprised because I mean, I do have a lot of sugars and stuff. I'm very surprised. Um, just trying to think this through for a moment myself. Nobody's here, so I can take a moment myself here. Um, There's one more in May. There'd only be one or two more in June. You know, she's nice and everything, but like she said, it has to be a safe place for people who actually have this condition to be able to talk about it. I said I wasn't making it not a safe space. That being said, you know, I might be asked, oh, you know, do you find do you find this? Do you experience this? No, I don't even have it. I don't know. I don't think it's the end of the world, and I didn't know until today. And it's weird because I've seen some people in this online group I'm in. This is not an online group that I'm talking about, but that have posted what sounds like my stats, or similar, very similar to my stats. So, do they not have it too? And they think they do? I guess maybe. I don't know. I'll monitor it with this. I think that I'd have better luck doing that than with the doctor. Like he's not. I don't think he's very proficient in this, even though he's a doctor. Um, I'd have to get myself there 3 more times. Well, I have to find the number. I quickly did a Google and I couldn't find out when the next one is, which is good because otherwise it wouldn't have been this coming week at that location, but it might be at the other one. Shouldn't be so hard to find. Okay. Type the neighborhood, but okay. Is there anything else I want to say on the main topic? I don't know. I kind of want to wait till somebody tunes in because if they tune in, they might be tuning in because of the title. So I maybe, you know, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else to say? I've realized where the struggle is. I don't know how to get past it other than just to like do it, you know, do it or not do it. And if not do it, I need to be finding opportunities where I can help out that don't cost me anything. And if even better, if they make me something, but you know, it's not just about the money. Um, I don't think she was the light though because she came in after that. I mean, if I'm gonna call back with anything, it makes sense to do it soon because I just was called just before 1 o'clock actually. Um, then I have to look at that email. I just feel like I didn't really visit with the dog very much. I just want to say hi a bit more. And you have so much potential too, Sonny. I mean, you know, you're very loving most of the time, hey, honey, and you give lots of kisses, smiles. I'd love to be doing more with you, but you know, it's the anxiety, like in medical places, the germs, seniors. You know, if he did play nip at all, which he does sometimes with us, but not much. You know, they have even in his thinner skin that way. Um, I thought I was kind of sensitive, but I don't know if there's anything else to say. I know that you know he'd like me to be finding more social opportunities, and also for this channel to be doing well. Um, So it would be that. The one in June is more open because I think it makes sense to. Well, I recruited 2 new members, and then I think a couple of the desk ones heard me, or at least one. But bad talk about hockey. Um, it's for Sunny. It's for people who have lost loved ones to it. So that one I qualify for, and it's dropping, and I think it is more than just the 4 weeks. So there is that. But as far as this, I might still like to go to it, so I'll check out that. Maybe you can go too, and then that's about all. I don't have that appointment anymore. I could try and get it back if I find that I need to, but um, I did think that this was going to get a bit deeper on the topic, but at the moment I have these couple other distractions, and I'm not sure what else. And the dog is somewhat being noisy right now. He's standing here looking at me, but let me pet him. But I don't know what else to say. So I mean, wait, right, I should change it, but I don't have anywhere else I'm going. I don't believe. Thursday, it's chat. Friday, Thursday, or Friday, or later today, it's by phone, except for maybe this other thing. Yeah, so I think that's all I'll put for now. Say for now. I can't remember some of my other thoughts I was having, other than kind of just explaining as the dog calmed down, explaining what I kind of had. I really should eat something else. What I had, at least I ate really well last night. What I had kind of experienced during the while I was out and during the walk back. Kind of trying to, I don't know, without. But again, I just want to make sure that it's realized that I'm not looking down upon the homeless community, and I did want to do a little bit more. And while I have it up, although where is the phone? Oh, it's right here. Maybe I'll spend a few look at the rest of these comments quickly on this post that I keep referencing, and keeps reloading the page, but staying on the post, but going to newest or most relevant or whatever. Um, I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that wants to ask, though, can I at least come? I think it's weird to think, oh, what's a safe space when people be able to talk about the thing stuff. I mean, I'm anonymous, and they didn't mention anything with this, and they don't know. And I haven't said where it is or any of the people. I've said some things that I've I've picked up on, but you know, so the fact that, and she did recommend me to the other location, so it's not that she thinks I'm unsafe. I don't know if she has a feeling about me that she wasn't making obvious, good or bad. I don't know. But if they checked something medically with me and found out that maybe I don't qualify, and the other location um, is a bit more um, open, if that. I don't see why it should be different. And I know if it doesn't, he's going to feel the same thing. Why should it be different? You know, we was accidentally clicked into it. Because why should it be different? I did say something about a hard time getting around, but she knows I bike. So, like, if I don't like busing, I don't have to bus. She may have forgotten that detail about needing it a lot in July. Some of it I could walk to. If it's rainy and he's gotten a ride in his bike's here, well, then I don't really want to bike in the rain either. If I can get that lock from him, well, it's not just a matter of that. Like, because I don't want to spend money on repairing my bike if I don't need to, if it's fine. In fact, recently we did something I'm not even sure what he did, and we ended up not having to get the brakes fixed. Well, that's not my news, but feel a bit. They fixed themselves. The kickstand, it's not the end of the world, and it kind of fixed itself. The seat needs to be tightened, and I'd gotten a flat after a short ride, and we thought there might be some sort of issue, but we pumped it up again, and I've done 2 fairly lengthy rides, like to and from somewhere, maybe even 3, and it's been fine. So I don't, you always got to watch for glass on the ground, right, or whatever. But I just fear that. Well, I'd have to double check that I could bring my bike in there. I just got familiar, but again, one of them was very quiet. The other one was kind of quiet and mild trigger of a couple people. The other one wasn't. It's just a matter, and I can't. Well, that's one reason why I might have to call. Oh no, I did find. Click English, but then it doesn't go anywhere.